Good morning, Eastern North Carolina. I'm meteorologist Russell James. We're going to be starting off the day at least on a cooler note and a few isolated showers. We have temperatures sitting into the upper 40s, north breeze around 9 miles an hour. There is some light traffic ongoing as of right now, but a lot of the rain that we've seen over the past 24 hours have mostly been confined across areas right along and just close to the I-95 corridor, where we picked up a pretty good swath of 1 to 3 inches of rain. Meanwhile, along the coast, we've seen ½ inch to 1 inch of precipitation. And yesterday we had a lot of storm reports, a lot of hail and even some damaging wind reports that occurred due to a very strong line of thunderstorms. But our radar starting to become a little bit more quiet. We still got some light showers making their way through portions of New Bern, even down towards Havelock, picking up on some heavier activity. Beaufort along Highway 70, even along Swan Quarter and up towards Hatteras, you're still seeing some light to moderate sprinkles, and then it tapers off a little bit over into Elizabeth City. So as we take a look at your commute going into today, a mild start, upper 40s, low 50s. By the afternoon, we'll see at least temperatures moderate a little bit into the upper 50s, but we're not going to be quite as warm as what we've been seeing the last several days. So the 80s are going to be going away for the next several days, but then from there, we'll see temperatures rebound into the lower 70s as we head towards the end of the week, and then we'll see some low 60s Saturday into Sunday. The next chance that we'll see some 80s in the forecast will be going into much of next week, mainly next Monday and Tuesday, as high pressure regains control over the east. So again, we go from the warm temperatures to now some cold temperatures potentially heading into tomorrow morning. We have a freeze warning in effect for parts of the Carolinas, and looking at our next big impact, you'll see the frost and freeze making its way down across a good chunk of our state, especially going into tomorrow morning. Now for Greenville, I'm not really too concerned about a hard freeze, maybe some patchy frost in some of your areas, even stretching down towards Jacksonville. But as you get a little bit closer towards the North Carolina and Virginia border near Roanoke Rapids and stretching into the Raleigh-Durham area, that's where you're going to start running into at least that light freeze occurring, and then we'll have some additional frost heading into Thursday morning. So temperatures likely falling down into the 30s tonight, and then we'll see some mid-40s heading into Wednesday, and then 40s and 50s likely setting up towards the end of the weekend. Typically our last freeze usually occurs in late March, and so we're not too far off, roughly by a week or so, but just something worth noting for those of you that are kind of wondering why we've went from basically a pretty cool pattern and at least warm pattern to a very cool pattern over the past several days. And so we'll still have some wet conditions for the first part of the day, but then drying out later this afternoon. Going into Wednesday, we'll see temperatures into the 60s, overnight lows into the 40s, upper 70s likely going into next week, and then high temperatures on Tuesday around 81 degrees.